Raindrops fall, and the beauty of it all is when the sun comes shining through to make those rainbows in my mind. When I think of you sometime, and I want to spend some time with you, just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us.
Just the two of us.
Welcome back to Sports on Tap. I'm your host, James Liddy, with my co-host, Kyle Johnson.
How we living? You ready to get groovy?
And if you couldn't tell, it's just the two of us today. There's no Ryan. Yes, some personal matters could be here, but let's get right into it. NFL season's been pretty wild, like we were talking about last week. It's kind of wide open. People have been stepping up that we were shocked by. People have been falling back who we were shocked by. But who are the players that have surprised/impressed us the most this year? Kyle, I'll let you take it away.
So my first player I want to talk about, actually, Jalen Hurts. My man is ballin'. I did not expect this at any point in his career. He's a guy I think I believed a little too much of the criticism without actually doing my own research. So you know what? Bads to me. I think bads to me. I think he genuinely has, he's been nothing but successful his entire career so far. To put into perspective, this year he's thrown 13 touchdowns, 5 picks. He has 2,306 passing yards, and then he has a 90.4 QBR, which is actually pretty good.
Yeah. All
improvements over last season. Last season, I don't know the difference in games, but last season, 1,000 yards, 6 TDs, 4 interceptions, 77 passer rating.
Well, last year it was weird because they didn't start him until more the second half of the season.
Yeah, and it was all over the place. And then
there was that last game of the season where it's they had a shot to win it, but in the second half or the end of the game, they pulled him out because everyone's they're just trying to tank, and everyone was pretty bold, just bullshit about it.
I forgot all about that.
Yeah,
actually.
So Jalen Hurts, I've always been on the wave of I like this guy. I don't think he's the most talented in really any aspect, even though he had a disgusting juke last week, which, go look that up, or this Sunday, I should say.
Oh, my God. If
just
you didn't see that,
one
of his touchdown runs last week was mind-boggling how hard he hit that. He literally turned,
He had an e-break.
It was more than 90.
He yanked it.
Yeah, it was just... Just please look it up. It was we both were
we rewatched it 5 times.
Yeah, it was sick.
So the thing I liked, I've always been on the Jalen Hurts wave, but it's more his mentality, that dog mentality. I love those kind of guys. He's one of those guys I could see winning one Super Bowl on an underdog kind of season. He'll never be this elite guy, but I've always been on the wave of he's going to work harder than the guy next to him.
Well, now I haven't even talked about my favorite part about Jalen Hurts so far.
Oh, hit me with it.
He's averaging 8.47 yards per carry. He has, I think, 700 rushing yards right now. He's I think 9th in the league. Him and Lamar Jackson are basically tied in rushing yards right now.
I feel
which is ridiculous.
I feel like his running style is in between Kyler Murray and Lamar. Where he is not as safe as Kyler Murray, but he's not as twitchy as Lamar Jackson is, if you know what I mean. He's somewhere, he's a happy medium of that combination.
But he is, I think, at least this year, especially with how the Eagles, don't forget, that's a brand new head coach. They looked horrible last year. Absolute ass. Yeah, they've lost a couple games. I think they're 5-5. Or 5-6, whatever they are. But they're not, the games that they've lost have been competitive. The games that they've won, they've smoked them. So it's they're kind of all over the place, but they're like I said, this whole season is all over the place. But as far as him specifically, he is he looks like their guy. Philly might have their franchise QB, and I am shocked it's Jalen Hurts.
Another reason I really like Jalen Hurts as being a guy and impressing this season is even back in college, he has been nothing but a professional.
Yeah.
In that, when he lost the starting job to Tua, he didn't complain, he didn't cry. He stayed there for a season, and then he went he went to Oklahoma.
He's never been a guy I've not respected the hell out of. I loved his attitude with that whole situation.
And I think that for me is what really was one, the hard work he puts in, 2, he didn't whine and cry like a lot of these guys do nowadays. He works, he's only been a professional in every aspect, and I've loved that about him.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've never thought he was the most physically talented guy, but he's someone that will work to become better
Yeah.
day by day.
And like to put into perspective how good he's actually been, we were talking about it this morning. The guy in our fantasy league who has Jalen Hurts also has Aaron Rodgers, and I think he started Jalen Hurts.
He has started
Every year.
Every
Or
week
every
he's
week.
been doing it. Every week he starts Jalen Hurts over Aaron Rodgers,
And it's worked out.
and it's working.
Yeah. Like,
Crazy.
my man is balling right now. Who you got?
So I'm going to kind of put two together here because the same reason. Joe Burrow and Dak Prescott, really... It's not that they're blowing me away in stats and what they've done
They're
this
doing
season.
good, though.
They're doing good, but if they had a full healthy season last year, I'd been like, oh, I'm not going to put them like, oh, they're impressing me. The fact that both of these guys had such
Like, ripped their legs in half?
gruesome injuries. Like, I thought Joe Burrow wasn't even going to play this year.
Yeah.
Dak Prescott, I wasn't even sure. And the fact that they both come back unfazed by it, they were stronger by it, kind of like... when you see guys come back from injuries, you see them kind of baby it or like, oh, I don't want to hurt myself. Unfazed, it's like nothing happened.
We talked about it this morning. I was actually shocked, Dak Prescott... not shocked, but I was like... I completely forgot that Dak Prescott, like, didn't play last year.
Yeah,
Like
and he was on pace to throw for like 6,000 yards. Would he have done that? Most likely not.
No.
But the fact is, the dude had a gruesome injury. Him and Joe Burrow had season-ending injuries, and not regular season-ending injuries.
No.
Like, oh, this could be
They
could be an 18-month
They, like, snapped their
process.
shit.
This could be an 18-month process kind of thing.
Yeah.
And they both come back, and they're both playing at high levels.
Yeah, I was shocked.
It's just, especially with Joe Burrow, I know we got Jamar Chase, but that offensive line looks a little better. And he's just, if I was behind that offensive line,
The
and after
Bengals
that
as
injury,
a whole, if you wanna just get like oddly unspecific, the Bengals as a whole have just impressed me because I didn't expect anything out of them
and I think a lot
because of that line.
I think behind that too is Joe Burrow coming back as confident as he is.
Yeah,
After one of those kinds of injuries, like that doesn't. I remember saying this last year when we were talking about it. I'm like, Joe Burrow shouldn't play his second year. You bring Joe Burrow in, you're not going to do any better. You might as well just rest him and make sure.
that's what, dude. That's
Now
what I was
I'm-
assuming. They're 5-6. They won. Did they win yesterday?
I can't recall. I didn't watch that game, but I do know they're doing better than we all thought.
Yeah.
Just the way that they have come back and bounced back like nothing happened. That is what's blown me away by them.
Yeah.
Because statistically, they're doing well, but just the mentality and the thought of like, a lot of guys will not be as confident on that leg. Week 1, when Dak was playing Tommy Boy in his Bucks, unfazed, had an amazing game.
Yeah,
he
that
lost, but an amazing game.
Yeah, that was like the opening to the season. That's where I basically put the injury thing on the back burner. I was like, oh, he's good. Yeah, he's
Right.
fine.
They're like, oh, it's just the way
And he's shown it all season.
they acting like they have turf toe from last year kind of thing, where it's like that's how what they bounce back. Where it's like, oh yeah, we had turf toe, and now we're fine. But really, these guys had such ungodly injuries. I really didn't think they were even going to start this season.
No,
Just so those two, I kind of had to put together.
I like him.
Impressive what they have put together this year.
Yeah.
Also, the Cowboys are a legit Super Bowl contender.
Yeah, even though they lost yesterday, I think the Chiefs are kind of figuring it out, especially on defense.
But what I'm saying, like,
Not
just
getting
the
up 7
Cowboys,
yards of fucking
the
play
Cowboys
anymore.
this year, it's like they're an actual legit team in the NFC. So
Yeah. Give credit where credit is due.
that's what I gotta laid it out. Laid it out for all of you.
I'm gonna switch positions a little bit. You know, change it up.
Nice.
Nice.
Just
All right. Anyways, wide receiver Marquise Brown has very much impressed me.
Okay.
So he's a guy last year who kind of underperformed. He had a lot of opportunity being Lamar's number one, and if you recall, it was just kind of all over the place. So let me just put into perspective. I think he played a full season last year, if I do remember correctly. But he's already matched his stats, basically. So last year he had 58 receptions, 769 yards, averaged 13.3, and his longest was 78 touchdowns. So far in, 6 less games?
Yeah,
it's week 10.
Week 10
So 6 less games, 52 receptions, 719 yards, 13.8 average, 6 touchdowns. So yeah, he's definitely taken a big leap because, especially if he stays healthy, that 13.8 average yards per catch is pretty decent, especially for most receivers. I don't know where that ranks. I'd have to look it up. But he is a guy with deep play potential. Lamar looks great. Lamar's just done nothing but improve. The only reason the Ravens are even afloat right now with all the injuries they've had is because of Lamar.
Oh yeah,
They didn't.
Actually,
Devontae Freeman is their starting running back right now.
I say Lamar Jackson didn't even play yesterday though.
Yeah, that's
And
and
they
they
still
still won. So goes to show they're the Ravens shouldn't be as good as they are. They're a beatable team, and I don't think that's necessarily their fault. But as far as
because of injuries,
it really, dude, Devontae Freeman is their starting running back right now. That's not awful, but that's not great by like any means.
No.
They had to. I'm surprised they cut Le'Veon Bell, but he got the bag and then dipped. Anyways, he's like, hey, I'm out. I got paid. You don't need me no more. But yeah, Marquise Brown already tying his season from last year. Even with Rashad Bateman coming back, he's still been pretty good. Yeah, they're yeah.
Yep.
No, he's he's impressed. I'm curious to see. He'll definitely finish with over 1,000 yards. If he gets double-digit touchdowns, I mean, that's a phenomenal. This is third year, right? No,
this is his second year because he got.
So
drafted. No, it's his third year because he was on the same team as DK Metcalf. So
but
this is his third year.
So I was gonna say. So last year was his sophomore slump. Then
Correct.
Good. Yeah, Marquise Brown.
I'm swapping it over, bringing it home.
Switching
here.
positions.
Switching sides here. Going. I'm picking Matthew Judon, a little local pick for me. He's got 10.5 sacks. I'm pretty sure
he's been killing it.
I'm pretty sure that he's matched his career high in a season, with 10.5 sacks, and the season's still going on. I thought it was a good signing when the Patriots did sign him. Clearly.
It made sense. We had no pass rush.
And I was like, okay, this will be a solid guy. He's not going to be like a top 5 guy in sacks. Okay, well, he's a top 5 guy in sacks. He's the only guys beating him are like Myles Garrett and there's a couple others. I can't remember the name.
Nah, they're not going to.
But Myles Garrett has 13 and he has 10.5. So we're talking 2.5 sack difference between debatably Defensive Player of the Year and Matthew Judon.
Yeah, that's impressive.
He is one of the key pieces to the Patriots defense,
which looks really good. Actually, and
not to make a whole Patriots kind of rant on whatnot, but like the impact he's made on this defense right away has been very, very impressive.
Yeah, and it shows too because in order to have the type of like no-fly zone defense we have, because Adrian Phillips, J.C. Jackson have a ton of picks so far.
Yeah, they're both top 5 picks.
In order to have like the no-fly zone defense, you really, really need to force quarterbacks to make 1, bad decisions, and 2, feel rushed. And I know that's like, simple football 101, but Matthew Judon, but physically, like to say it and to do it are 2 completely different things.
Right.
And last year, I think, was a big problem with our defense because we didn't have the pass rush.
And I think he has that huge of an impact.
Yeah.
Juwan Bentley, too, also kind of going in on there, even though I think
he's been all right. He's been okay.
But he helps with that pass rush, but clearly it's Matthew Judon. If you had to get rid of one, goodbye Bentley. I'd rather keep Judon. Obvious, that's no-brainer.
Side note, underperformed so far, underwhelmed me. Chase Winovich. I thought he had a real big opportunity this year.
True.
And he could have been the Matthew Judon for the team, but he's
not
smaller guy, not as fast, I don't know. But either way, Matthew Judon, yeah. He's been a beast this year. I don't know what he's doing with tackles.
Tackles, I don't know, but for him, it's more I just want to see him get pressure on the quarterback, which is what he has been doing.
Yeah.
Also, his sack celebration is so cool.
Oh, it's badass.
It's just like maybe didn't have to inhale that hard, but like that's just what I imagine.
It's real cocaine on the field.
It's just like
that's why he has so many sacks.
What does it even mean to like smell blood? I don't sweat off my back. I don't.
He's like, yo, smell that.
No, stop. We all knew that one guy growing up, but anyway.
Fahey's gonna look back. He's gonna like that joke.
He's gonna be, he's like nice.
But yeah, this whole episode's been nice.
Nice. Just absolutely love what Matthew Judon's brought to the table. He's on pace to break the Patriots single season sack record, which I'm pretty sure is held by Chandler Jones at like 13 or something like that. Not 100% sure, but he's on.
That's
pace
it
for Patriots.
I know.
Oh, okay,
but like Richard Seymour, no, nothing. Like there's been.
Maybe it was Seymour. I know. I just remember seeing Chandler Jones' name up there in the top 3.
Yeah, but 13?
It could have been higher. I don't recall 100%. I saw this tweet a little while ago.
Yeah.
Twitter.
Might
it was a reliable source.
Yeah, didn't even fact check.
I didn't even fact check. Who do you know? What are your resources? Who are your sources?
Who do you know at this party? I don't know how we got
Name 5 players.
Yeah.
Anyway, who's another guy that's impressed you this year?
I only had 2.
Oh, well, I'm going to say, because obvious big game yesterday, Jonathan Taylor.
I mean, well, see, the reason I thought about Jonathan Taylor, because he's a fucking animal. But he hasn't so much impressed because I've kind of expected it, especially from the Colts. They have a good defense. They have debatably the best O-line. Quentin Nelson is a fucking perennial all-star.
He hasn't been playing for a while.
Yes, he has.
Or for a part of the season, no, he wasn't.
He missed like 2 games.
Oh, well, that's me. The big thing I like about Jonathan Taylor was I remember watching him at Wisconsin. I'm like, this guy's going to be a beast. And then his rookie year, it's like, oh, like he was okay. Like that was like he was good. Like he was a good rookie.
Yeah.
But this year, clearly, if Derrick
Henry started off slow, dude.
Yeah, clearly, if Derrick Henry was still playing, it'd be a different conversation. But I'm like, he is probably the best running back in the league right now.
Well, and I think this also goes to show how good Quentin Nelson is, because when he was out for those first couple games, no touchdowns for Jonathan Taylor, no 100-yard games. Like,
yeah, Taylor had 5
I almost fucking traded the dude because he was sucking ass so bad. I thought about a lot of offers, but I'm like, you know what? Good position. I'm going to hold on to him. I'm fucking glad I did.
He's clearly the number one guy there, too. He's impressed me only because he's living up to my expectations and surpassing them. Like, right. I
had high expectations. He is surpassing, but like...
I was expecting it. I just didn't have a lot of faith in the Colts. Also, good to you for actually saying that they're a good team. I thought they were mediocre, but they blew out the Bills. So I give you that one. But just Jonathan Taylor has impressed me in the way of... Even at the beginning of the season, he didn't play great, but like you said, he's now bouncing back and he's doing unbelievable things.
I mean, 5 touchdowns and 100 whatever yards is gross. Watching him, dude, because I like watching that game, the guy I was working with, he came in at 3. And so we're literally I'm watching it all happen. I'm like, he's going to come in here and just lose his mind. And of course, yeah, comes in, has like its own like... It's like, bro, what am I supposed to do? You have 5 touchdowns. It's not even the 4 o'clock games yet.
It's
like, sorry, bud.
You know, I'm just like a natural born fantasy.
I'm just
football, like NFL teams should just hire me as a GM.
I'm just a phenomenal athlete. I could do this any day of the week. I knew he was going to go that way because I also would have gone that way.
Because that's where nobody was.
See, I hit hotter than Jonathan Taylor.
You know what? Jonathan Taylor doesn't even hit that high.
No. Actually, somebody who would have surpassed expectations, just, unfortunate. Derrick Henry, because even the 3 weeks he was out, he was still leading the fucking league in
He's
rushing
still
yards.
number 2.
Yeah.
He's still number 2.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even say he's...
Derrick Henry could be the best running back.
He's got to stay healthy.
If he stays healthy, dude...
Stays healthy, he could end up being the best running back of all time.
He really could. Like, I stopped myself from saying it, but...
That's the thing. Got to be healthy, got to be consistent.
He was on pace to do, again, what he did the last 2 years.
He was on pace to break the single-season rushing record by Eric Dickerson, which is like 2,100 yards. Now, clearly, Derrick Henry would have an extra game, but he might have done it within 16.
Yeah. I mean, the dude, I wonder what his average yards per carry. It was like Jonathan Taylor's was 7 average yards per carry. Probably still fucking is.
Derek's was 30.
Derek's like first down after first down every play.
He was just. I hope he comes back for playoffs.
I do too.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think of anyone last second, if I can think of anyone. Nick Folk.
Yeah.
I'm going kicker.
Yeah.
I know it's another local one, but...
Wasn't he, like, ass 2 years ago, too?
Out of the blue, we picked him up. He was okay, and then he's just gotten better.
Yeah, he is disgusting.
So shout out to kickers.
All right.
I know I usually give them no love.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Super side note. You know what highlight reels are super underrated? Punting. Punting highlights. Go watch them. It is so... I'm not even kidding. Who was it? It was a Pro Bowler. He was Johnny Heckler, the guy for the Rams.
Yeah.
Dude, he had such nasty punts.
Really?
It was like a 5-minute highlight reel. It was perfect all the time. I'm like, this guy is nasty. Like, at the time, he was like their best player because I'm telling you, it was years ago I was watching it. Punting highlights are kind of electric.
Well, it's such a forgotten, and I love what this episode is turning into. It's such a forgotten, like, just part of football. Like, there really are 3 parts of football: offense, defense, and special teams. And everybody fucking forgets about special teams. But like, if you can get a punter that can consistently put you within like the 15-yard line,
and that's what this guy was doing.
Phenomenal field position.
This guy was, I'm pretty sure, first team All-Pro.
You can win a lot of games. That gives you such a statistical advantage, just because it's like you have so much farther to go. And if you play mistake free, it's like that's a long way. That's a lot of energy. Like, it takes you to get into the end zone. That makes sense.
Yeah. No, there's a look up punting highlight reels, because it is.
I saw a thing.
Oh, it was just it. I don't know why they're so freaking cool, because like I couldn't even fathom kicking a ball like that.
I might want to do this next year, and I hate to keep bringing it back to fantasy, but you can make punters like
I saw this.
You-
They
all right,
were
so
take-
I did
They
too,
were
yeah.
taking fantasy like
Punches
just
first overall.
first overall, and it was like because they can swing you like by 30 points.
Yeah.
They can either get you 30 or lose you 20.
Well, that's the thing. You pick a punter on a bad team. Like, dude, the Jets punter. I don't even know. I don't even know.
I
what
don't
punter
even know how you.
Pat
do it.
McAfee. Pat McAfee. I'm taking you first overall. It's happening. A low key next year though.
Whatever happened to Marquise King there, the Raiders punter?
I don't know.
He was the coolest punter, not the best punter, but he just had such a swagger to him.
Yeah, but he was fast as hell too.
Dude, he wasn't just an athlete that just punted really well. He was just so
Isn't
cool.
Destroying the YouTuber? That isn't he a
He's worked out with him before.
really?
He's been trying to get in the league. Unfortunately, he hasn't.
Hmm.
He was actually on the 0-12 UCF team. Yep, and then that's when he went to YouTube and kind of
Really?
look up his story.
I mean, I know of him.
I followed him a little.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're boys.
We're chill. We're dogs. We both do YouTube.
I've never met him before.
He
in my
does
life.
YouTube. I do YouTube.
You know, we're on the same platform. We're basically co-workers. Actually, that's what I used to say when I worked at Gillette and sold hats. And I'd see Tom Brady warm up. I'm like, yeah, me and Tom are
technically co-workers.
technically co-workers. We show up at the same time.
You're
I
a co-
wave. He doesn't look at me. It's just
Tom.
I thought about.
He just.
I thought about yelling it down to him one time. I'm like, no, because there was no one there. I'd be setting up and I'd just watch him warm up. And I'm just like, I could so yell and he would definitely hear me, but he definitely just wouldn't even look my way.
Maybe.
I didn't do it once. I just want you to know.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. I wouldn't have the balls.
I would just like that.
I'd be like, what if I mess him up? What if?
What if I ruined it? I've
Yeah.
always thought about like. So here's a situation. Imagine you go to like I don't know any sporting event, and then you go to shake their hand, and clearly these are behemoths of men. But like, what if you broke their hand?
You
Clearly,
always think about this?
not like always, but it's when I
Just like daily.
no, but like when I interned with the channel. Why can't I remember WHD8? Anyway,
Yeah.
With a news station. Channel 7. Holy crap, thank you. That was, I couldn't
It was
remember.
one
a
number.
It was one number. Dude, I always imagine, like, what if I shook one of these guys' hands and broke it, and, like, they lost the game because of it? I want you to know that situation did not come up a lot.
I saw TikTok the other day. This dude was what's that new dance or whatever? God, I'm so uncultured. I don't know. He was doing something, one of the new TikTok dances, and he literally tore his ACL. And the top comment was like, "Imagine showing this video to your coach at practice. Like next week, you're just like, Coach, I hit the quan a little too hard. Yeah,
a little too much.
Yeah, listen, I hit the fattest whip all time, and my elbow is gone. Like it's done.
It's just
Coach,
just located and it's
Coach.
like backwards. Coach, I can't feel my fingers.
what happened? Well, you see, I was doing a little of this. Oh, welcome to Sports.
I feel like athletes shouldn't have TikToks or social media half the time because I'm like, what do you?
It is an interesting like perspective though to see like it's like this is what you're doing in your free time. Nice. Like all right.
Good for you. Good for you. You
Like-
also make millions,
Yeah.
and you have time to make TikToks.
Alright.
I do neither.
Yeah, I do. I don't make TikToks or millions. And I just-
Here we are.
here we are. Look at us. Just a normal guy. Me and Juju, we tight. We tight.
I can't even. I don't know. I'm just losing it today.
It's a funny episode. We're funny guys. You know? We're making some fucking comedy, dude.
I just
Didn't you start this episode with like that much coffee?
yes.
What the fuck going on?
Okay. I think that's all we have for today.
That's a wrap.
Thanks for joining us here at Sports on Tap. If you like what we're doing, there is a merch store down below in the description. Also, you could share, comment, like, subscribe, tell your friends about us. And if we get 500 subscribers, Kyle's never allowed to sing again.
Yeah.
Just know.
If we get 600 likes, I don't know.
You got nothing.
I got nothing.
Thanks for tuning in.
If we got 600 likes, I'll sing the whole song next episode.
No, thanks for tuning
Next
in.
episode.